You're listening to Steal This Idea, the only podcast that remembers the North.
I guess just steal it. Steal this idea. Yes, steal this idea.
Steal this idea.
Stop what you're doing right now and steal this idea. Steal this idea. Steal it. All that matters is you're stealing ideas.
I'm telling you right now, you need to steal this idea.
And steal it. Just steal it.
Can I steal it?
Steal this idea. Yes, steal this idea.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Steal This Idea. Andre, it's good to have you back.
Always glad to see you.
We've had a great time thinking about this episode. I think coming off the backs of episode 1, we were pretty pumped.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And I think we got some even better, maybe fine-tuned.
Oh yeah. No, this is a well-oiled machine by podcast 2.
Yeah,
Pretty big.
Most people it takes a whole season to get to this state. We're already there.
No, we're there.
And lots of great updates on the social front. So we've got a Twitter handle now, so you can follow us. Go Steal This Idea at Go Steal This Idea. We'll have a website up as well, gostealthisidea.com. And I believe people can email in.
That's right. We have an email address, and the email address is so easy to remember. It's idea@gostealthisidea.com.
Easy.
So easy. Send us your ideas. We'd love to talk about them.
Perfect. Well, I think we just hop into it.
Let's do it.
So this episode, we're going to start off with some good idea, bad idea.
Nice coughing in the mic.
Cough right in that mic first. For those who don't know, good idea, bad idea. These are ideas that have been marketed towards me and Andre, and we just kind of quickly dissect them, whether or not we think they're viable. If they're not, most of these are coming from Instagram, Facebook, things like that. And then we're going to move into Steal This Idea. Last week, I pitched Andre on Andre's Kitchen. If you haven't heard it, go back, listen to it. It's a great idea, multi-billion-dollar idea.
Easily.
This episode, Andre is going to be pitching me.
That's right.
You want to give it a little sizzle of a name?
No.
that'll give it away.
I do have a great name, but I have a really good little workup script.
Okay, and then we'll do a quick little speed round after that, and then we'll wrap it up again with Steal the Screenplay, and then we'll
send them home.
Send them home.
Okay.
Good idea, bad idea. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I would love to go first.
All right.
So something about me is that I have always been a water bottle person, even though I drink very little water. Like I love to go to Target, look at a couple of zany water bottles, and take them home.
So if you stop in the aisle,
Yes,
with this like
that's
weird,
the end cap that's like a bunch of water bottles, and they say stupid things, and it's like, oh, this is cute. I could buy this, but I don't actually drink that much water.
Sure.
And I probably at my desk right now have 6 water bottles, and I'll show you when we get back. But anyway, so the other day on Instagram, I got an ad for something that looked like a water bottle, but it was yay tall.
Andres, it's about maybe 3 feet that you're doing.
I mean, maybe 2.5 feet in reality. And like it basically kind of looks like a personal water cooler, which is what it is. It's marketed as it's so inconvenient to get up and get water all the time. So just take to your desk this like it looks sleek, it looks aesthetically pleasing, but it's ultimately a water cooler for your desk.
So there's like a spigot on it.
Yes, with a spigot that you put your cup under and you fill up your cup, and that way you don't have to get up. And I think the marketing play it's so like it keeps you in the zone, and getting water is so inconvenient, and every time you break your focus,
going to that water cooler,
it's such a pain. And I think it looks like they're going for kind of like the Hydro Flask play, where it keeps your water really cold all day, and it's definitely a premium product. It doesn't have pricing yet; it's like a wait list situation, but it looks like they're easily going to charge like $400 or $500.
How thick is it? Is it like when you described it, is it like a skinny cylinder? Or is it like more like a?
It's a skinny cylinder, definitely, but it would look odd on a desk. It would be like, what is that?
It's like that is
contraption?
Way too tall.
Yes, it would look strange. It is sleek. It is sexy. It's like an Apple looking.
Is there any
device.
chance this comes out under $100?
No chance at all. Because it's the exact same play. It's obsessed with like keeps your water so cold for so long situation that I can't imagine that they're not going to try and go head to head with these like super ultra premium Yeti Hydro Flask competitors. It looks like the dumbest product ever. The value prop is the dumbest value prop I've ever heard, which is just like so obsessed with keeping you at your desk, which we also know isn't healthy, right?
Yeah.
Which is like sitting is the new smoking. You should be getting up to go to the water
You
cooler.
need to be getting more water.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a tiny iota of like, I don't totally hate some idea of like a localized water cooler, but to me it's not the fancy play, it's the cheap play. It's like spend $10 on like a water cooler that like happens to stay cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know who's
great.
buying this.
I mean, nobody that we know.
Because anybody who's like in the grind going to water coolers,
Yeah.
it's not like they're like, I need some fancy high end.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the site now, and it's like the lower size is 70 ounces, which is like you can get a 64 ounce cup, I'm pretty sure, at like 7-Eleven, which would
Yeah,
not be
that's-
that much. It's a big cup, right?
Yeah.
But not out of the realm of possibility. But the larger size is 110 ounces. It's like yay high. It's a tall,
Jeez.
sleek looking machine. And some value props are like fits on any table. It's like
No kidding.
literally crazy.
So you're gonna go with bad idea on this one.
I'm going to go with bad idea. But what actually kind of changed my mind is there's this shot on the website of a guy who has this personal water cooler on his nightstand.
Oh,
And that is a good idea. So I think pivot and actually just build it into a nightstand. Build a little cute little that slots in and slots out, and you go and you fill it up and you bring it back and you.
I don't hate the idea of a night, even if it like plugs in. If it plugged in and kept my
Oh.
water cool in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
because that'll happen.
Big.
I'll get a nice cold glass
Big.
of water, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night, all the
It's
ice is gone. It's
lukewarm.
lukewarm. It's very
Disgusting.
unsatisfying.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be that much liquid. It just has to be.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
think this is a nightstand play.
Yeah.
Actually, it's
We're gonna send him an email.
I'm-
You got to pivot.
yes.
Pivot into the nightstand.
nightstand
Get this on Medicare. Okay, so I got one here that's kind of similar in some ways. I don't know if you've seen if you've been pitched a device called Molecule.
No.
So Molecule, spelled Molekule, is a not an air freshener, but a
Oh, what's weird is your thing looks really similar to my thing,
Yeah.
but completely different purposes.
yeah.
That's
So
weird.
this is an air purifier. But when you think of air purifiers right now, they look like little mini fans, kind of. They're not the most
Yeah.
aesthetically pleasing. Whereas Molecule is like, this looks like it's from Apple's like assembly line.
Literally, I cannot say this enough. Our products look identical. They're like these sleek aluminum columns
Yeah.
with like a cute little leather strap on the top. The same, which is very strange.
So what you're saying is maybe these are the same. They're being sourced from the same place.
What I'm saying is aluminum columns are hot right now.
aluminum is in.
Yeah, like if I was a Chinese manufacturer, I'd just be producing objects that look like this
Yeah.
and then sticking whatever component on the inside they want.
So I'm a little torn on this because in one sense I get it. Like air purifiers are not they look dumb, and if I see an air purifier, especially an expensive one, in someone's house, I'm like, why do you need that? Or do you have SARS? Like what's going on here? So having like just I care about air quality. I want to have a nice fresh air in my house. I get it. The problem is if you were to say like, oh, I want an air purifier, like what would you say like a regular one would cost you if you had to guess?
I think an air purifier, I would only pay $200 for an air
Right?
purifier.
200, maybe
Yeah.
250, maybe 350 at the high
For an
end.
optional product that doesn't necessarily have any actual tangible effect on my life. Really hard to justify more than that.
So $800 for the Molecule, which
It is sexy. It is the Apple of air purifiers.
It is the Apple of air purifiers, but that to me is like a step beyond of like, I don't know if there's enough of a market for it. Maybe that's just one of those like, I'm a rich person, so I just get rich person things and I put it in my house, and it's just in every parade of homes, every staging, you put a Molecule in there. Like maybe they found a sweet niche there.
I don't, where I struggle is I think I almost see an air purifier as like a pseudo medical device.
Right.
And with pseudo medical devices and medical devices, I'm not willing to go to like the random Instagram advertiser. So I'm more likely to trust like a GE air purifier or a Dyson air purifier
Right.
for the
Totally.
same price than I am like random fly-by-night Alibaba sorcerers. You know what I mean?
Oh, how long your company's been around? 1 full year.
Yeah, it's like you haven't had the benefit of years of research.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to pay $800 for an air purifier, it's going to need to be like the most medically proven air purifier
Totally.
ever. Not my thing.
Should we move on, or do you want to do another one of these?
I have another.
Let's do another one real quick.
I think this one could be fast. Maybe hot take, really.
Sure.
Is I keep getting ads. Obviously, we're in the era where humanity is coming around on single use anything being bad.
Sure.
What I'm getting a lot of right now is mouthwash capsules that are not liquidated yet, that you like throw in a glass and you like mix it up and it makes mouthwash for
almost
you.
like Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah,
Like
very similar, completely. Alcohol-free mouthwash that you kind of like mix yourself.
Interesting.
I cannot get through this idea. I think that one, it sounds like it adds a whole extra step to something that's not actually that wasteful. Like
Yeah.
I probably go through. I use mouthwash pretty regularly.
Yeah,
I
me
probably go
too.
through like maybe one bottle every 2 months.
Yeah. Like
I'm
maybe
pretty conservative. I'm like very
yeah, like maybe a month, like if you're
yeah, if you have a big family or something like that. But so I don't think it eliminates that much plastic.
yeah, because I'll get the double pack at Costco, and just, yeah, that lasts.
That's like a healthy amount.
A
of
while.
mouthwash. Exactly.
I like the idea of taking something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and like if they provided mouthwash and something else, like throwing it in like a little toiletry, like even like a travel, like taking
Which that's a good point.
like if I could have a mouthwash and some floss picks and like a travel thing, little pouch there, I could get on board with that.
I'm halfway there. I
Yeah.
think also, I guess my other question is, when you buy mouthwash, do you buy alcohol free? I need the burn about alcohol, or I don't.
I appreciate the burn as well. I kind of get whatever's cheapest generally.
Yeah.
The big mistake is Listerine, like the original regular Listerine.
I love.
That is
We're
like
talking the amber color or the blue color.
amber.
Yeah, I love amber.
No,
That's right.
man, that is like gasoline. I can barely do that.
That's the whole point. Is I want it to feel like I'm going to vomit.
Yeah.
Because that's how I know it's working.
Yeah, I think there's something there. I don't think it's quite there yet. Is it a subscription model? Like they send you.
Yeah, I think so. Which everything on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll hard
is
pass on that.
subscription. No way.
Okay, my next one here is I actually thought this was interesting, and to me it's surprising. This is the first time I've seen this. So they're big right now in the health scene is protein. Everything's got protein.
Right.
I remember seeing a candy bar, a Baby Ruth, that says 4 grams of protein. What a selling point.
That's just peanuts. There's
Yeah.
nothing special there.
No, but it's got 4 grams, so it's there's some health value to this. So this was essentially cheese puffs, but like balls, like the cheese puffs, protein puffs.
Disgusting.
So
All I can think is the chalky, disgusting mess
100%.
that would form in your mouth.
definitely not a product that I like. Oh, got to give me some protein puffs.
Nope.
But I could see somebody who like I understand the idea of like, oh, I want to get some protein, but like most protein is in liquid form. It's like a protein
Yeah.
drink. Or it's like a gross bar. Whereas like
Yeah.
sometimes you really just want like a snacky chip type
Totally.
thing. And so I could see someone being like, as an alternative to
Just coating your mouth with this dry, disgusting. No, it's a no for me.
that's enough. I think
a hard pass.
I think people I'm gonna say even though I wouldn't get some, I think people will buy it. I think it's a clever play.
People will buy it because they go to Costco and they're just like, protein.
It's kind of like protein water. Like when that first came out, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's clever. Like
Yeah,
it's just like somewhat.
it's healthier water.
Yeah,
it's enriched, and in that way, like people go down the grocery aisle and they look at the options and
Yeah.
they pick the hottest health term and then they pick that option.
That's
right?
true.
We'll say the same thing. No.
All right, let's. I think that wraps it up for good idea, bad idea.
Okay,
Should we move to the main event?
let's do it.
I'm gonna get in my consumer mode here. Andre's about to pitch me on
The
something
mental
magical.
theater. So picture this. It's like a color run or a mud run. It's coming to your city.
Ooh, okay.
It's no run. It's bungee jumping.
oh,
The city jump rolls into your town, rents a huge crane, hangs some streamers off of it, a huge banner, something like that.
city jump.
I think the city jump.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
like, because I think that this is not a play
It's an
where you
event.
roll it out to like Thanksgiving point or whatever.
Yeah.
It's an event that comes to your town the way that the color run comes to your town.
Got it.
We're
So
here for 6 days.
So this isn't just. It sounds like this is more than just the crane. It sounds like this.
Yeah,
is,
this is. I think here's the thing: is if I can't put a crane up all year in
Sure.
a metropolitan area, not possible.
Yeah.
Right. I don't see the play working in a farm field where it's pointless.
Sure.
I want it in the city. I want you literally
Downtown.
at eye level with skyscrapers. I don't think it's that. I really don't think it's that ridiculous.
No, I don't. As you say, because I think if you say, oh, like just put up a pop up, or let's just do bungee jumping out in West Valley or out in some area, then it's like I got to keep this thing busy all year round.
Right.
But if you build a hype towards it, and it's like a city carnival.
Exactly.
It's 3-day.
Right. And I think really the reason that I say like a color run or a mud run is it's kind of like in the same vein of, a little more athletic, a little more thrill seeking, a little more interested in a physical activity. But also with that element of like, there's a timeliness to it. They come during this certain period. You either do it or you don't. And I think that really where I see the value is like for $50, you get on a crane. I don't know how you get up. I think there's an elevator involved or something like that. I've never been on a crane, which maybe is why I'm not actually doing this idea.
This is why someone needs to steal this.
Yes.
We have no.
We have no hope. For $50 or so, you get up on a crane.
You get the shirt.
You get a shirt. You get some pictures.
Sure.
And I think that the social media virality aspect is huge because I'm picturing myself. I work at like the Wells Fargo building. I'm on floor 15. One day, like a neon colored crane rolls in. Yeah. And people start bungee jumping off of
lights flashing.
Like, and it's only there for a couple days, but I'm going to call them up. I'm going to get my whole team up there. We're going to do a fun event of some sort.
Yeah. Wristbands that say I conquered the city jump or something like that. Like I jumped from 20,000 or not.
Yeah. And then 6 days later, it leaves your city or whatever. It goes on to the next one. And then you're like, okay, I got to get it next year. Right. And you kind of get that hype of like moving place to place to place.
It does also
social media virality builds the whole time.
Yeah.
You're like checking, like, oh, they're going to be in Spokane in 6 months. I got to get my ticket now.
And where you can capitalize this on, if you just set up shop here in Utah, half the year you can't really operate it.
No.
Whereas now every month, okay, it's July. Well, I'm not going to go to Arizona.
No.
I'm going to go to Michigan.
I'm going to go to Michigan. Totally. And then it's December. I'm going to go to Orlando. And I can run in Orlando for like a month. Yeah. Right. So I think there's a huge market here. And I'll say to back up the context of how I came up with this idea, Scott and I were talking the other day at a meal of some sort or something about how there's really nowhere good to bungee jump in Utah.
Yeah.
And it's like you think about bungee jumping, you generally need like a bridge or a canyon of some sort or something to bungee jump off of. It's like, why? I can put something really tall anywhere. Yeah. So I think a crane is the perfect thing.
Totally.
I'm sure like to kind of get ahead of my own roadblocks. Definitely there's some like legal issues of like
liability,
bungee jump off of a crane.
Well, the other question is like a volume thing. Like how many people can you jump in a day?
Don't you think a lot?
So you got to think the average. Okay, so you'd have to bring up like a group of 10 at a time or something.
Yeah.
The jump off, and then they go down there. You unhook them. You got to like pull the thing back up. I mean, it's like a 5 to 10 minute process per jump.
Not too bad.
No, it's not too bad.
And I see the price point at is being like $50.
Yeah, and I love the idea of like you get the shirt, you pre-sign up for hey, like to get the whole family for $90,
right?
Whatever. And I think you can build a groundswell at the base of the crane where you say there's also real estate. Like we ran out this real estate, and now you're putting food trucks out there. Now you're putting like carnival games out there.
Red Bull sponsors,
totally
the Red Bull drop or something.
And now you're also getting like a side revenue of like vendors paying.
Yeah, again, Color Run. Like it's like Color Run isn't just Color Run; it's them and a bunch of vendors and like all these other peripheral things.
I like it.
It's really not a bad idea, and I think that if you were a bungee jump operator now, and you're like this. Sucks.
Or even a color. My brother-in-law, he puts on triathlons and stuff. Like,
exactly. You're an extreme event operator now. You understand the liability issue. You understand how to get these people into your world.
The logistics of like
this is a great add-on.
Yeah, and it'd be a fun like attempt. Like let's see if this works. Like you could prove the model out really quickly. Of like like people love this.
Totally.
If right now I got an ad that said bungee jump in Salt Lake for $50 this weekend,
I would be so interested.
I'd be like, $50.
I've never done that before. Could be fun.
Yeah, I think that would fill up really quick.
Not the worst idea.
Yeah, I think insurance liability. I mean, you'd have to.
Will a city even allow you to do this? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen crane bungee jumping before.
In a city?
in a city.
Really?
Granted,
Well, then,
I think it was in Mexico.
okay, well.
I think it was
So
in-
maybe this is an
I think it was in-
international.
I think it was in Cancun, but I'm sure
Yeah, I think there's got to be, a helpful
if you can
city
do it off a
manager that's
bridge.
open. Yeah, which is also publicly owned
Yeah.
architecture. Why not?
I'm trying to think if there's any other I mean, it's another one of those things. It's like any one of these things. Like you would have to be like pretty all in, and going into it like from nothing,
Yeah.
you'd have to build up a network.
How much
and
do you
base.
think a crane costs? Because in my world, because my original plan was you go to a city, you rent a crane. Presumably you can rent a crane anywhere.
Presumably,
I mean, that's probably what construction. I don't think construction companies they all own hundreds of cranes. And
right?
send them out.
Yeah.
So I think you can rent a crane. But my real idea is like you own the crane, you paint it crazy, you do some wild stuff on it, like hang lights and all this stuff. And that's the major operating cost is that you have a crane to operate.
Yeah, that's
The rest is like staff and
I think I wonder though if you found the right. There's somebody out there who owns a crane who could get on board with this. That you make them a part. They get you a screaming deal on
Right.
the crane.
Yeah, maybe it's
you're in on
yeah.
it. You know,
Totally.
So I think that's going to be your biggest hurdle is like figuring out the crane and the liabilities. But other than that, I'm impressed, Andre.
If you already own a crane, this is a great option.
You've just stumbled on a gold mine.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. I think, yeah, I'm sold. I was trying to think of a good like on the extra guac we call our listeners guacos.
We're gonna have to workshop that.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was thinking like ideologues.
Ideologues. No, we're gonna definitely detail that. Yeah, send in your suggestions.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. Again, gostealthisidea.com is the website. At gostealthisidea at Twitter or email us at
It's me or contact or idea. I think the one you should use is idea at gostealthisidea.com.
idea at gostealthisidea.com for feedback, or if you have a good idea you want us to talk about.
Yep.
Let's do a little bit of speed round here. Lots of stuff been going on in the world at large. I'd love to see what thumbs up, thumbs down, good idea, bad idea, what's going on here.
Love it.
What you got for us?
Scott and I already discussed this, but I want to get it on this podcast as well.
Yes.
Which is Awake, the new Netflix game
Oh,
show
man.
where contestants stay up for 24 hours counting quarters, play a series of games, and then are tested on just how accurately they were able to count those quarters. It's as bizarre as it sounds, but here's the thing: I've watched like 6 episodes.
Have you swung back?
No,
in?
it's super stupid. It's a dumb show. It's hard to follow.
The idea,
Yeah.
the idea is that like the whole idea is like you have to be up for 24 hours. So like these people are like loopy and
Crazy,
losing
don't
their
know what's
hand-eye
going on.
coordination.
but also a little bit overplaying it, like hamming it up, like, "Oh, I'm so tired, I'm so disoriented." And it's like I've had an overnighter in my life. I'm fairly confident it doesn't cause what they seem to act like it does.
Also, some of it's like counting quarters. It's like I don't want to watch. I would find watching someone in 10 seconds answer a trivia question
Yeah.
or spin a wheel. I'm not okay watching you for
No.
5 minutes count dimes.
It's bad. And I think one of my major complaints is it's one of those like bait and switch game shows where it's like $1 million and you think that you're driving to this conclusion of the person wins $1 million. But then it's like, actually, you win $1 million, but only if you clear like 2 additional hurdles at the end.
Right.
Which
You
I
have
think
a
is-
chance to win $1 million.
Yes, you have a chance to win $1 million, which is really annoying. You don't get that payoff that you really want to see at the end of a show.
Yeah, this is very Black Mirror to me.
It is. It's like, how much are you willing to torture your body for money?
So yeah, that sounds like 2 bad ideas from you and I.
Yes.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So for those who don't know, Harry Potter Wizards Unite is like kind of the next Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So instead of catching Pokemon, it's your kind of defeating dark arts wizards and saving heroes, it seems like.
So I haven't played it yet, but I've been following the tail of its release pretty closely. And I think what really confuses me is how could this ever compare to the phenomenon of Pokemon Go? Because that was like a literally crazy thing that I would be surprised if I witnessed again.
Totally.
Which is just like everybody's playing it. You go out to the park at night and it's like there are people everywhere playing this game. I don't see that happening again. And I don't see how Wizards Unite could ever be more than just like reskinned Pokemon Go with a different IP. That's a cash grab because people love Harry Potter right now.
I also just think that like so Pokemon Go worked because of this idea of like, oh, there's a finite amount, I got to catch them all, and like that's the whole thesis of Pokemon is this like this central idea of like catching these things.
Totally.
Whereas Harry Potter, like, I don't care necessarily to like save Ginny Weasley from a Dementor.
I mean, Ginny Weasley was already saved.
Yeah,
like, it's so.
well, exactly. Like I find the world to be fascinating, and I like the idea of like having it something where I'm out and about and I'm pretending like I'm a wizard and I'm using magic. I think they could have. I would have rather an iteration of like, hey, you're not catching things, you are experimenting with magic, you're coming up with new magic. I don't know. Like, I just feel like
different formula might have been more interesting.
Yeah. So I'll say a so-so idea. I mean, smart play, but
So mine is the resurgence of doll horror films. I'm interested to hear. So there are 2 out right now. There's the new Chucky movie, which I haven't seen and probably won't see. And there's a new Annabelle movie, which is a surprisingly large franchise. I think there's 3 or 4 movies in the franchise now that all surround this doll with some crazy lore and backstory.
Not to mention, have you seen Toy Story 4?
Does it have? There's no horror element to Toy Story 4.
I mean, there kind of is.
Really?
That centers around a doll that's kind of creepy, and even those like ventriloquists, like.
Really, I have not seen.
Like, there's a whole sequence, like a very long.
So what happened that all of a sudden doll horror is?
I don't know.
Because it was definitely out for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like Chucky happened whenever it happened last, and then it felt like we didn't have a doll movie for a really long time.
I mean,
we went like hard serial killers and crazy people.
Well,
and now we're back into killer clowns are back with it.
I wonder if we went from because it went from like that to like haunted places like Blair Witch, you know, haunted caves, haunted stuff, into the haunted homes, paranormal activity, right? The Insidious, and then into like haunted kids, like My Child is Possessed, The Ring, right?
You have a categorical knowledge of horror films.
Well, I'm looking back at like, oh, you know, like maybe it's just the natural progression of like we went from kids, now we're down back to dolls,
and then we go to haunted ants. Like, where do we go?
Well, I wonder if now it's gonna go back to. I could see a research.
I have to imagine that people get tired of dolls and they want.
Yeah.
I bet if we were to go to a next horror movie trend, it would be something completely different.
Yeah.
Just something unexpected.
Yeah, I think it's strange. I mean, in Toy Story 4, I think it's played off pretty well.
Okay. Well, I mean,
it's Toy Story. So
Toy Story, it's gonna be a good movie.
I'm not a huge horror guy in general.
So you don't see yourself seeing either Annabelle.
Very unlikely.
Is.
I could maybe see it.
You should kind of give the Annabelle movies a shot. They're really not bad.
Really?
It's interesting. What I like in a horror film is not super jump scary, but with a good, interesting backstory.
Well, I like to me one of the best horror movies is The Ring because it's not all about jumps. No. It's like an eeriness.
Exactly. That's
like
like the best. That's what we all want.
That is what we all want.
Right? We got it with like Us last year.
Yes, exactly.
It's just eerie. It's just creepy and weird, but not jump scary like throwing popcorn in the aisle kind of situation.
I got one more here. So I saw this tweet, and the tweet caption said, "I will give you $100,000 if you can guess who the company putting on this ad is." And I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
It is, you know how like sometimes you have some commercial and it's like very unrelated, and at the very end it's like
Duracell.
Duracell. Exactly. So it's one of these where like it starts out with this kid and he's a baby and he's looking around. It's very like visceral, like he's scratching stuff and he's smelling things.
Yeah.
And then he grows up, it gets a little older, and he's running outside. He falls in the mud, and he gets a little older, and then he's a kid. He's on his bike, and he falls, and he gets a little older. And then he sees a girl, and they kiss, and he gets a little older, and like it kind of like starts to get serious a little bit. Like he like
overcomes trials.
Like his parents divorce. He gets really upset. He shaves his head. All of a sudden, I'm thinking, is this like a Logic music video? Like he's about to go into like white supremacy. Like literally, that's what I thought. And then now he's overseas. He's traveling and he's rediscovering himself. And at the very end, this very serious thing. If you were to take a guess, pick any company in the world, what would you guess?
Mutual life insurance.
Even that was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
He walks into a Subway. And it's a commercial for Subway. That's how it ends.
Genius. I mean, I have to say genius, right? Which is that if you're Subway, it's pretty hard to tap into the same kind of marketing that a lot of these companies are able to tap into. Like real serious kind of marketing. So Subway just said, yeah, we're just going to make a real serious commercial and then we're going to have him walk into a Subway at the end.
And it's like 3
Brilliant.
minutes long. It's
Brilliant.
not even like
it's just a good idea.
I told this somebody's like, you know what that was? That was somebody in like a product who's like this. They don't want to work for Subway, but they really want their like portfolio to be out there. So this is an ad for them. There's someone else who's going to pick that guy up.
I think it's genius. And this is the first time I've thought about Subway in so long as a result of it. So,
all right. Do we want to just wrap up with Steal a Screenplay?
sure.
All right. You want to go? You want me to go?
I can go or you can go.
I'll go. I have a quick one here because we're right about at that mark
Okay,
here.
let's do it.
I don't have this totally fleshed out yet, but this is a movie. I think this would be, it could be a TV show. I haven't decided yet. So this has to do with aliens. When you think about an alien movie or TV show, there's often lots of tropes you get, right? It's either aliens are this kind of evil, they are kind of bug-like and they're, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So in this story, you start with aliens that are humanoid, right? And you see them conquer this other planet in the galaxy just with ease. And they are like moving, they take the resources and they're like, all right, on to the next planet.
Right.
And then they pull up to Earth and they're like, this is the next planet. We're going to rock these guys. And then their entire civilization comes down. And what they don't realize is that like this other planet they destroyed, the guns they used, it was just basically like a squirt gun. But to them, it was destructive. To us, it's like nothing. So this whole alien civilization comes down like Independence Day, but their firepower is like nothing.
Right.
It's a fart in the wind, right?
Right.
And so we just like
Run with that.
so like we disable them, but now we have like 100,000 alien refugees who thought they were gonna destroy this planet.
There's a good like fish out of water situation here of like humans and aliens living together in a very weird, unexpected circumstance.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
Kind of into it.
they have to like kind of it's definitely fish out of water.
Definitely
And-
a comedy.
Yeah, it's definitely a comedy for
Yeah.
sure. But it like kind
But
of
trauma would be really
it kind of flips some tropes on its head of like they thought they could destroy us, but they couldn't. And they're like maybe they help each other over time, like solve problems or whatever. But
Yeah.
like you have this really funny.
There's a core controversy, which is like those aliens, they don't understand what it's like here. And
Yeah.
those humans, they don't understand what it's like to be an alien. And we're so
Exactly.
different, but we all have to live
We
together.
all have to live, and the problems they're dealing with, and like, where do you put 100,000 refugees that have no homeland?
Right.
Like, that's a funny.
That's a funny concept.
That's a funny. Like, I guess
They're bunking with
we'll put some people here. We'll put some people there. Like,
Yeah.
there's commentary there. Anyway, I think that there's a funny premise there. Somebody could make a good script out of that.
I think that there is a good premise. It would be a fun, maybe like web miniseries.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe there's some. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the biggest franchise ever. I don't know.
Who knows?
So Scott came into this and he was like, my screenplay, I've kind of given it a little bit of thought, not that much. I've given far less to mine, which is that I just think it's time for the resurgence of like the high school club show. I was obviously a
Like
Glee
Breakfast
fan.
Club?
Well, or it could be a movie. I mean, on my head, it's a TV show.
Oh,
like-
like Glee.
Yeah, but which is like an adult audience, but it's set in school.
Sure.
We've got a lot of clubs on offer, robotics, math, all these clubs. I think that it's time for another high school club show. Feel good, fun.
So like, because I know like AP Bio kind of tried.
Yeah, and I was tempted to watch AP Bio, and
I've heard it's actually like people want to keep it.
yeah.
You know, like I've heard.
So there's hope for the category then.
Yeah. But I think potentially like the reason Glee works so well is like I think there's enough people who like got it. They're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Or maybe not as maybe AP Bio is not as
Not as accessible.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to be like kind of a headlining club. It's like, oh, these zany kids. I remember the zany band kids.
Even just like even a high school focus show where the central characters, the clubs are like at the forefront, not just at the
Yeah.
it's not just like the popular girl or whatever. It's like it's a lot more to do with the chess club and the
Yes.
this club and like how
And the politics of those clubs.
how leadership
Yes.
as a club as an organization in high school, like how
Right.
that. I think there's
I think it's time. And maybe AP Bio already has stolen this thunder, and I just need to watch it. But it feels like Glee came out a really long time ago, and it doesn't feel like anybody has really hit the high school TV show for adults story since.
yeah.
And I'm ready for it.
Andrew's ready for it.
And that's big.
I'm ready for it. The
Thousands
world's
of people just like me are ready for it.
if you're listening, Hollywood, Get on it.
Yep.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for the show. Next week, I got a good idea in the tank. I'm gonna win over Andre.
Can't wait.
We gotta, we're both on a winning streak right now. One of us will lose soon here. And yeah, if anybody out there catches one of these ideas in the wild, send it in. I would love to know if
If it happens.
If it happens, even if they didn't hear it from us, but that we kind of predicted it to happen, that always feels good.
Yeah.
Hit us up on the social emails, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.